Hey, chess family. Time for another tournament. This time we're playing the modern with black and white. I'm going to be trying to play the Austrian attack as white, and well, as black, I'm going to be playing the modern. Basically breaking down the center and attacking it from the sides. Here we go, guys. All right, first game I'm getting the white pieces. And let's start with the good center. So it's pawn to d4. Obviously, you know me. I'm going to try to berserk here, so half the time, double the points. And this is going to be part of the first part. I'm going to build this really strong center here. There we go. Pawn to f4. This is the Austrian attacking kind of center. Bishop to d3. Interesting. We're going to go ahead and play queen e2 here. f5 is a really interesting move because I couldn't take or else g2 would have fallen. Oh, this is okay with me. Probably the knight will come to f6 next. Bishop back. And, well, although he did mess up my pawn structure a little bit here, I think I'm going to be able to survive. Knight h5 is kind of interesting here since f4 is a little bit weak. The knight to d2 is looking to go to c4 and then e5. And of course, castling will be nice for me. Yep, they played the move I thought they played. Knight h5. Not a bad idea because it's going to make me make this structure a weakness. Once I castle, though, I think my king's going to be relatively safe. Although the diagonal is a little bit weak now because of the g3 pawn movement. Oh, interesting. I can't say I think this is a good sacrifice, but, you know, it is their game. Knight to e4 here. Bishop's attacking. Obviously, I'm going to be looking to attack or castle queenside. Luckily for me, the knight here is on f3 guarding on g4. And let's just keep it simple. What do we play? Oh, you know what? I'll play the bishop to d2 here. I'm just kind of worried about tactics over here. So the faster I can castle, the happier I'm going to be. And you know what? This knight here is good because it's going to block the diagonal for me. I was going to be able to do my standard attack, but I guess not. They are going for their attack here themselves. So here, putting pressure on the knight with the queen, that's okay to me. Let's just play our rook over to f1 here. Obviously, I can move my knight here too, but I'll do that in a little bit. Not a good threat. Let's just castle. Here, the bishop did open up, but as long as I just don't move it, I'll be okay here. What are some ideas here? Oh, interesting. I don't see why I shouldn't take, and open files and diagonals should be good for me. And maybe either knight... What am I playing here? Let's play the knight to g5 here. I'm just going to try and open up the f file here. Maybe even h4, h5 is going to be good for me. Interesting move. Putting pressure on the knight. Is knight g3 a move here? I think it is. Let's go that. Knight to g3. Oh, gosh. Kind of a bad move here. Yeah, I miscalculated that. For some reason, I thought that they had to take. But there was no real threat here. But I think I'm going to be okay here. After rook takes and rook over here, this has to be just winning on the spot. Okay, so perfect. Rook takes g5. The new threat is to double up the rooks and just win down the g-file. Yeah, my pieces are way too active here. And their pieces are all on the queen side. They're looking kind of weirdly placed. Yeah. Rook takes on g7. Queen to g4 check. If the king goes to f8 or f7, doesn't matter. Rook f1. They're going to be getting checkmated here with the rolling rooks checkmate. Perfect. Rook f1 check. King over to e5. Is it bishop f4 check or queen f4 check? Queen f5 check. Okay. I guess queen f4 check? This seems about right. When the king goes to d5, have bishop d5 check, and then, like, some kind of mate around here, right? So bishop f5 check. Bishop e4 check. Is this the right way? I think so. Queen f5, and then bishop to f4. Yeah, this is quite beautiful here. And queen takes on e5 here is going to be the mate. Not too bad, not too bad. And a nice way to start us off. Alrighty. Let's make some progress. That took a little longer than I was wanting to. I don't know. Maybe there was a better way to play that. I wouldn't be too surprised if it was. All right, on to the next game. Let's go. Good old water. Come on, what's taking so long? Well, you know what? It's funny. This tournament doesn't have many players at only 28. Typically, we have a few hundred. I guess not many people like to play the modern system. Well, I know someone just finished, which means I should have a game pretty soon here. And it's a 1900. I'm pretty confident I'm going to be berserking pretty much the whole time. I don't care if I'm playing white. I don't care if I'm playing black. Let's go. Okay, yep, we're playing the black side. So let's go ahead and fianchetto. Well, it's white to play first. Interesting. Bishop g7. And here, let's go d6. I'm going to treat this like a real perk. Knight to f6, attacking the pawn. Probably knight to c3 will get played. I should have just played c5 there and tried to ruin their center. Well, let's go for it. Let's go c5. I assume d5 will get played. Nope. Pawn takes. Knight c6. Now, this does kind of worry me because the d5 and e5 pawns are here. So e5 here, hoping that they take. Nope. Knight to e7. And the idea here is go h6. Knight d7 and knight to c5 ideas. We'll try to break this center pretty soon. Knight d7, knight c5. Bishop a3 is interesting, although I can't say I think it's the mostest. So here we go. They definitely, I mean, I would take here just to mess up the pawn structure. If they don't take, I'm going to be playing pawn to d6 and try to hold it down. All right, b6 here. I'd love to take back with this pawn. I'm assuming they're going to play the knight there. Let's go. Can I just play... Oof. I'll play bishop a6 here. Is this a move? Let's just play bishop a6 and see what happens. Again, I'll take back with the pawn if I can. Awesome. Let's go rook over to c8. Knight to d3 ideas are in the air. And also, I'm going to be playing pawn to f5. I think we have to play this guy, sorry. Knight to d3. This forks the rooks. Now, they could take on d6 here, but I think that's okay. And they should not take with the knight here because rook... Oh, no. I guess knight takes is okay here. No. I'll go rook takes, and then I can take over here. So that'll exchange both of these guys over here. Yeah, I'm liking this. Not too bad at all. The time is looking okay. Time can be one of my biggest weaknesses. When you're playing different openings, I'm not a modern player from the black side. Oh, interesting. So I took here, so... I think we're just winning here. Takes, bishop takes, or just pawn to b5 here. I think pawn b5, right? Just pin and win. Because okay, pawn b5. Of course, they're more welcome to take the knight. That doesn't really do anything, but just pins and wins here. There we go, guys. There we go. I feel a hot streak coming. Oh, and a nice move here. Nice move. Okay, so they're threatening taking here. Okay, I think I have an idea. We're going to play pawn takes here. The hope is, well, I mean, I hope that they just take here. Okay, so with this route, we're going to play queen to b6. And so this time, if they take, bishop takes, and at least we have like a passed pawn right here. And this can be kind of damaging to them. Moves that are a little bit more annoying is actually pawn to d6. Okay, perfect. Bishop takes. Oh, look, they can't go queen b2. Pawn c3 wins. Okay, let's do it. c3 or pawn takes. Actually, pawn takes here. Perfect timing. We got a free guy over here. And bishop b4. Rook c2. Perfect timing. Let's win this guy over here. Everything's being protected. Nice. I think that's probably going to be it for the game here, too. Obviously, they could take on b3, but I'll take this knight. The endgame does not look too bad. I've got the bishop pair here in a very nice position. Oh, queen takes on e5. Interesting. Rook takes d2. I mean, things here can only get... Oh, they missed it. I was going to say, I'm going to win another pawn here because I'm threatening checkmate. And unfortunately for them, they did miss this. So let's go ahead and call it a win. Awesome sauce. On to the next one. We are on fire now, which means we are on a streak of winning over here. And let's keep it going, guys. We still got 48 minutes left. 48 minutes left. On to the next one. I hope I get a good Austrian game. The Austrian is whenever you play the pawn to f4 and against the, what's it called? Against the perk. So that's what I'm hoping for here. Oh, I'm sorry, not the... Well, it's against the perk, but also the perk or the modern, when you play pawn to g6, can transpose into many lines. But most of the time, it's going to be... Well, you can either go light squares or dark squares, as we'll see in some of the games. And the one that I play, I like to play a little bit more aggressive and play pawn to d6. And, yeah, those games are very fun for me, at least. Yeah, just not many players here, only 31. Again, I'm typically used to like 100 to 200 plus on these thematic tournaments, but... For whatever reason, nobody wants to play in the modern one. All right, let's berserk. And again, I'm going to be playing on the dark squares in these ones. Let's see what white chooses here. Oh, bishop g7. And I'm going to actually treat this because of d3. I'm going to be transposing into my Sicilian lines. So like an accelerated dragon here. Only because of the way that they're playing. Bishop d2 is a very weird move. Let's go ahead and castle here. I'm assuming that they're saying we're going to castle queenside, which I'm very happy with. h4, h5 is pretty automatic for me. I don't want them to open up the center too fast. Oh, let's go knight to d4 here. A quick tempo off the queen. And the queen has to go back to d1. Now let's try and open up the center. Pawn to d5. Pawn takes on e4 idea. Knight takes on d5. Knight g4, attacking the pawn. And if they play f4, I'm going to play f6 here. And this will be a very strong move. With the king in the center, this is good. Oh, well, I take free pawns when I can get them too. So knight takes on e5 is awesome. Interesting. Not really a threat here. So, yeah, with not really threats, I don't really react to them. Let's play pawn to b5, threatening pawn to b4. Maybe they'll take on e5 here. I guess I'll pre-move that just in case they do. Let's see what happens next here. Yeah, bishop takes, and I'm assuming knight e2 gets played. But knight e2 is a blunder here too. Let's go pawn to b4. Knight e2 is a blunder because after knight takes, bishop takes. Which, funny enough, can still happen. But it can be even worse if they play the knight back to b1. Let's see what they're up to. Okay, so they played knight to a4. Queen to a5. The idea here is to play bishop to d7. Kicking this knight away. Oh, and knight takes on e2 can win the rook here. Ugh, I should have just played knight takes e2. Well, I still have a good move. Knight takes on e2. This one's a full piece now. Bishop takes, attacking the rook. Bishop c3 check is going to happen. I mean, the only move I can hope for here really is just queen takes on e7, where I'd be more than happy to go ahead and pin and win. Let's go ahead and play bishop to b5, I guess. Again, I really don't mind them taking, as the opening of this file here would just be helping me attack them. Wow, yeah, they're just having terrible trouble here. Let's go bishop to d4. This is cutting off the king. Queen takes on a2, queen takes on c2, and then checkmate squares are all around here. Okay, so queen to f4. Let's take on a2. I don't really see the idea of the queen f4. I mean, it looks a little menacing, but I'm not too sure what the big idea is there. But again, queen takes on c2 and queen f2 checkmate. Also, when I take on c2, bishop takes on d3 is going to be a very strong idea. So, yeah, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. Got way too much energy for this late at night. Oh my gosh. Let's do this. Okay, so they're stopping that idea. Let's go e5 with the idea of e4 ideas. Let's try to build this e4 idea. And, you know, oh, perfect. Now I can play e4 pretty nicely because earlier the knight was here guarding on e4, but now the pawn takes. So this is perfect. Maybe even pawn to e3 in some variations. I got to get the rook into the game. These bishops, I mean, are doing a great job, but we can do better. That's going to be our slogan. Let's go rook over to e8. Again, e3 or pawn takes. I like both here. Either opening up this rook. Oof, I can't say it. I like this move way too much. Yeah. e3. Let's go rook over to e5. The idea is to get the rook into the game over here. Man, I wish there was a better way to get the queen into the game. All right, rook f5. Bishop c6. This is really good because bishop takes on f3. And if the rook moves, then I just take the knight there. So I don't know what they're going to play here, but I'm pretty sure it's going to fall short. Pins and wins, guys. Pins and wins. This pawn's taking away the last good square over here on f2. Oh, my lord. I thought they might play this, but this actually doesn't do anything. Now the pawn just takes, and now I'm attacking the rook here. Obviously, I could have taken the rook, but no. I'd rather get rid of this guy because I'd rather win a full piece here with rook takes on f4. Yes, yes, yes. Bring it on. I think we're going to do really well in this tournament. How are the standings looking like over here? So there's someone in second place also with a fire going on, but they're only at 4 points. Knight takes on g6. Pawn takes is good. Bishop takes f3 is good. Oh, knight takes on e7. Let's just keep it simple. Pawn takes over here. I assume this will probably win the queen at some point. So rook takes f5 check, and then rook to f2, pawn to e2, and this looks sick. This is looking really bad. If queen takes on g4, I have the simple move rook, g2 check, but when you see a good move, look for a better one. Here, e2 check will win the rook and make me a new baby girl over here. Oof. That's why I was expecting queen e1 here. But man, this is just looking worse and worse. All right, let's do... Oh, wait a second. This is not a check. Queen takes g6 is check, so what do we play here? We'll keep it simple. Rook g2 check. We'll take this guy. Queen takes check. I'll win the rook now. And they're going to call it. That's a good time to call it, by the way. All right. We now have 11 points. 3 for 3. Let's keep going. Man, we already have some people with losses over here. Captain Nemo. We're up to 39. Hopefully we'll get to like the 100 mark at some point. Typically it's a lot higher, but hey, what can you do? All right, actually, speaking of the devil, it's Captain Nemo. All right, here we go, d4. Again, I want to try to play for this beautiful idea. Pawn to f4. Oop, c3. They're playing the really interesting line. We go d5. So here, they're going to be playing to play on the light squares here. You can see they're getting ready to play. They're going to go bishop g4, knight h6 here. Basically, white just gets lots of space in this line. And, I mean, I think it's really annoying. I don't think it's a very good way to play. Wow. I guess they meant... You know what? They probably meant to castle there. I would say this is kind of annoying way for them to play. But, yeah, it's not like... It's insane. The reason why I played queen e2, which looks weird, is because I want to play bishop e3 and my knight to d2. And so they're just kind of playing this little game where they don't want to trade. All right, knight there. Funny enough, with king h7, you best believe I'm going to play knight to g5. Let's go pawn to b3, pawn to c4. We're going to try and open up this centaur. As you can see right here, they're just really trying to hold on here and close the position as much as possible. b5, is this the move? Yeah, I think b5 is the move here. We'll take on c6 if given the opportunity. And if they take on b5, we play pawn to c6 here. So now we have a very nice passed pawn. And bishop takes over here. Pawn to a6 is best move. And we'll go rook to c1 here. Pawn to c7 is the idea. And opening up the position. Ah, perfect. Bishop to d3. I don't know if they could take on a6 here. That might be wrong. Perfect. Queen takes. Yes, this is going well for me. Let's go knight g5 now. One of the ideas is to play knight to f3. They're more than welcome to take here. I don't like it as much, but it is a way for them to play. Here we go, knight to f3. What's the pawn count here? Am I down a pawn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am down a pawn here. Here we go, bishop to f2. We're putting pressure on h4 now, so it's not so simple for them just to move. They have good pressure over here. Maybe a4 should get played. Knight b4 is an idea. Rook c2 is terrible. Again, this is really an annoying line. Queen to d2. And possibly queen to e1 here. Perfect. Let's go rook over to d1 and then queen to e1. They're going to just try and keep this game closed. I'm going to try to create some kind of counterplay around here. This is what that whole h4 idea was about. Knight takes on h4 can now get played. Okay, let's go king to h2. They're putting pressure on d4 now. I guess I could just take, right? And then if they take, well, they won't have that second piece there. Bishop takes over here. If given the opportunity, I'm very happy to bring the knight back to f3. The bishop takes g5 ideas is what they should be looking at here, as they will have a... oh, perfect. Let's go knight takes on f5 check, just to try to mix the pawn structure up. Pawn takes over here. Pawn to e6 is what I'm looking for now. Let's see. They should probably play rook e8 here. Yeah, they should play queen e8 here. And an interesting game. Oh, interesting. We'll just play h4 here. That, yeah, I guess I really want to play g3 here. Let's go. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Okay. All right, king to g1. Rook takes g5 was their threat. I'm just keeping it simple. I want to put pressure on f3 here. I really want to play e6. The problem with that is, yeah, as you can see here, they would have played rook e8 and pinned and win. G4 might be another good idea for me. Oh, interesting. Queen takes. Rook to c5 here, putting pressure on the pawn. So, oh, perfect. We could take now. Queen takes is okay with me. Rook is almost trapped here, funny enough. Yeah, actually, funny enough, the rook is trapped. Let's see if they figure it out. They figured it out. Let's go rook c5. This actually might be good for me because now they have to play for a win. Pawn takes. Because there was nowhere for the rook to move to. Yeah, see, even they realize that these are going to be complications here, so they don't want to go into it. Okay. d5, e6, or d6. Okay, queen to c2 here. Because of the pin. Bishop d4. They're probably in some trouble. Yeah, they're in some trouble here. I don't know where they can move their queen. I guess maybe c7, but even then d6 gets played, and then this with this passed pawn here, it's just going to be trouble. Yeah, don't ask me how, but this is working out. Do not ask me how, but this is working out. The only problem about this is really it's taking a lot more time. Let's go. Let's play d6 with the idea of d7. Rook to d4. No, maybe just rook e1. Rook to d4. Oh, wait a second. Oh, that's their idea? Okay, rook over here to d2. They were threatening knight e2 check. I was wondering why we couldn't play d7 here. Which I guess we can, actually. d7 actually was the move there to get played. Bishop to d4. Maybe just e6 here. The rook will probably slide back at some point. Yeah, I missed the win. I should have just played d7 right away. And then sacrifice the queen. Alright, d7. Is there a threat here? I don't see the threat. d7. Queen. Again, I don't know what they're up to here. Queen f6 check, and then I'll mate. Maybe they were thinking f3 here. But, I mean, my bishop can just move. There's not a good checkmate there. So, game over. All right, here we go. Check. Let's see here. And then check, and then mate. I'll do this checkmate, actually. It's always nice when you have choices, right? One checkmate better than the other one? Not particularly. I just like this one more. All right, 16 points. We now double the score of our second place person. Let's keep it rolling forward here. Okay. Ugh, wish I had more water in here. There's a little bit in there, but ice is taking forever to melt. And I don't want to get up. I'm doing too well here. F6, interesting. It's a game getting played over here. Come on, let's get for our next one. We're not 50 players in this tournament. It's stacking up. Hopefully they don't catch up to me. All right, let's berserk. And again, we're going to try for our beautiful pawn structure, d4, e4, and f4. Austrian attack idea. I'm going to play c3 here. I always like to reaffirm the center over here. e5, I don't want them to play e5 themselves. F takes. We take with the f pawn so that we can get the open f file, of course. Perfect. Bishop d3. And let's go ahead and castle over here. King h1. So they're doing like almost the same kind of idea as last time. All right, let's go h4 here. These players will like to just close the position and then do nothing. So our plan, open the position and do something. All right, here we go. Let's play knight to d2. They'll probably play the pawn to h5. I don't know why I say probably. They're going to play it. Knight to g5 here. Queen takes on g4. These can be some very, very boring players. But we're going to be very, very fun players. One of the ideas already is knight takes on f7 here. Maybe rook to g1 in the future. Let's have some fun here. Oh, hey, Lucas, how's it been? Yeah, it has been a while. All right, let's see here. Rook h5 is very interesting. I can't say I think it's very good. Let's just play bishop d2 right here. And ideas. Oh, perfect. They made their own bad move. Knight takes here. And we'll go rook g1. The idea is to play knight g5. And then knight takes on f7 with queen takes on g6 idea. It's going. It's going as well as it can. I mean, I'm having a good time. There's definitely no complaints here. Rook h4 is a good move. And I wish there was an idea to move the queen and threaten this rook, but because the idea would then be bishop takes f5 here. I assume they're going to play queen e7 here. Yeah, they'll play queen e7 here. So let's go queen f2 with a pseudo threat or a small threat of bishop takes f5 to attack this guy over here. The rook will probably move. And we'll probably take on f5 here just to create some kind of structural weakness here. Yep. And we'll take, and then we'll start our queenside advance over here. Oh, e6, perfect. Even if pawn takes here, again, I just want some kind of activity. So I'll play the rook to e1 here. Oh, perfect. Knight takes, because now they can't play queen takes. So rook takes on g6. g7's weak, e6 is weak. This is all I needed here. GG, good game. Rook over here. Rook takes on e6. Is there a way for them to defend this pawn? I don't think there's a good way. As it should be then. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, let's go. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Let's double the rooks this way, I guess. And maybe queen to e2. I want to keep up ideas about playing the rook to g2. I assume they're just going to play rook h7 here pretty soon. Ideas of queen a6 check. Probably king b7 will get played. And then I'll go b4, a4 with the a5 idea. Super, super solid chess here. Super. Super duper. All right, here they go. They're trying to make that threat. Let's just play rook to g3. If they want to trade down, I'm more than happy to, just because the weaknesses of the king here, I think, are plenty. So b4. It's important that we play b4 real quick because we don't want them to play a5. So the new threat's a4, a5, a4. Maybe rook g6 in the future, because then f6 and e6. Yeah, perfect. Rook over here. They don't have any good ideas. I'm pretty confident in that. a5. And here we can either take back, or I would really like to get pawn to a6 check in. All this does is create back rank checkmate ideas. And, well, we have plenty of ideas here. Perfect. Pawn to a6 check. And then queen to g... Oh, interesting. Let's go b5 check. Why not? I guess the king's going to go to d7 now. And then queen g2. The hope here is that, well, no, they can't play rook to g8 anyway. So that was kind of a wasted move. I was hoping for some kind of rook takes f6 idea. Yeah, you can see they're trying to make more trades here. So rook to g3. And then let's go c4 here. The idea is to either take on d5 or get queen c6 check in here, which I think could be good. Perfect. Queen c6 check. Queen a8 check. Queen takes on a7. Perfect. And again, just like last time, I think it's going to be a brand new baby girl. The queen will go to b7 and queen goes to c6. Get ready. Oh, okay, so they played there. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Oof, this might be really bad for me, unfortunately. Rook g2. Yeah, this is real bad. I don't see how I can stop everything. I'm going to... Oh, gosh. I'm losing now. How am I losing? Oh, h3? No, I'm going to lose anyways in this position. Wow. All it took was one bad move. One bad move. Because of the checkmate on h2. That's so ridiculous. Okay, let's just play it rook to g2. They're going to do the check here. I'm going to play the rook back. Oh my gosh, they missed it. Bishop e3. Now, if they check, I have bishop g1, which I did not have earlier. And now, queen b7. And then a7, a8. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? If they check, king has to take here. Actually, funny enough, I'm pretty sure this is just winning on the spot. Okay. I guess I'll make the queen. So this is definitely trouble here. The time is, well, I can't say the time is the biggest trouble. I'm down a queen. Fortunately for me, their tactics are not as good, or else they would have found this checkmate over here with rook takes h2. I mean, that is a nice move. I'm not sure if everybody can find that one, I guess. Oh, cool. Queen c6 check. I win. Tactics time! Yes! If the queen goes away, the bishop can take the queen, and I take and check here. And if they don't take, well, then I just take here. Bishop takes, and then bishop takes. Yes! Wow, way too happy. Way too happy for this. But I'm very happy. I can't tell you how happy I am. All right, let's go king over here. I gotta stop these pawns. Hopefully this is gonna be easy enough for me. All right, rook to d4. Rook takes on c4. Rook to d7 over here. Just get behind the pawns. Rook c7 check idea here too. Rook c7 check. All right, rook over here. Rook b5 check. Perfect. Oh gosh, the time. Freaking time. Rook b4. Rook b8. Dang it. Time, time, time. Check. Check. h4. Check. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Gosh darn it. After... I'm upset there. I'm upset. I wish I would just taken more time there. I mean, less time there, and when I was in lost position, just played the bad move. I mean, those positions is all you can do. You can play the move, and hopefully your opponent misses it. Dang it. I hate, and I particularly hate against those players because they don't do anything. They just really wait around and just try to close the position. Ugh, okay. Well, on to the next one. 1100. Let's go ahead and play it. Bishop g7, c5 idea. Almost like a, well, I'm transposing now more into a Sicilian line. Knight to c6. Fianchettos, here we go. Knight to f6, let's attack the pawn. e5 is actually the best move here. Well, I guess they're giving me a free pawn, and I will accept it. Pawn to d5, let's attack the bishop. Oh, man. Oh, that's why. Pawn takes. Okay. Let's castle. Oh, I missed a free pawn here on d4. Just changing some music up. Oh, well, I guess I'm going to win this pawn on d4 anyways. Knight takes here because I want to keep the threat. And I like the knight here in the center here. Why not? Is the knight trapped here? Almost. Knight g4 is like the only move. f5, e5. And I'm enjoying my life. Once again. We're going to do a kingside pawn storm here. And get a very nice attack. Okay. Oh, did they leave? I think the Turkish guy left. I wonder when you get to, yeah, oh, we still get another minute. Dang. They left, but it's giving 49 seconds until we win by a forfeit. Which, I'll accept it. It's a little bit boring to sit here, but hey. A win is a win. And I'll take it. We'll see what my energy level is. I kind of feel like playing another one. Gotta keep creating more content for the beast. Oh. Okay. 15 seconds left before I can claim my win. If this dude comes back with less than 5 seconds and starts playing, that would be awesome of him. I remember there was a guy doing that. But I think it was like a long game. Oh, here we go. Let's claim victory. Yes, they were unhappy. I mean, it was just one pawn. But I mean, I guess it was a big pawn. It was a center pawn. Uh-oh. 69 players now. Yeah, just a very small tournament. So it takes forever to get to another game. I'm used to, like, when you're playing these tournaments, once the game's over, the next one's already getting started. Yeah, that's a very nice bishop right there. Okay, let's keep going. Let's berserker. And, oh, let's play pawn c5. I like to take this center pawn away. d4 and f4 should get played right away. You know, funny enough, they could play f4 and go into a Grand Prix, but I have a feeling with the c5 move, it kind of threw them off a little bit. All right, bishop g7. Again, kind of like an accelerated dragon here, or a modern, as they would call it here. Oh, interesting. Let's go knight to h6. The knight's very happy to go around this route here, too. Knight to f5. Oh, yeah, I guess another threat was to go to g4 here. Interesting. Let's go ahead and castle here. The queen's out a little too early, if you ask me. I do have some traps here. Oh, you know what? d6? This is pretty cool. One of the ideas is to play knight takes on d6. Obviously, we can just take on e5 here. This just wins a... This nets us a free pawn. But if they take... Okay, well, let's just take the free pawn. When they give you free pawn, you take the free pawn. I thought I was going to be able to play knight takes and then win the bishop. Or, you know, win the pawn. I mean, win the bishop for there. Interesting. Knight to d4. They're getting very aggressive over here. Not too sure why. Maybe they'll play f4 next. I guess that's it's all or nothing for them now. It's a nerf or nothing. f5 is what I'm assuming is going to get played next. And if f5, I'm just going to play pawn to e6. When they attack in the wing, you attack in the center. Also, this lets my queen out, and I'd love to get to g3 here and get to a great position here. Oh, perfect. I can still play e6. e6 is still a great move because threatening d5 here. Ooh, perfect. Queen h4. Queen takes on e1 ideas. And also queen takes on h3. Okay, let's go. Oof, I really want to play e5 here. But let's just play d5 here. Does pawn c4 just fork? Yeah, so a6. We're still going to win this bishop, funny enough, anyways. After bishop goes to a4, we go b5. And this bishop still goes back to b3. And then we play pawn c4 here. Pawn takes. And then we play c4 yet again. I don't know why they didn't take. That was the only idea they had there. This poor guy. Oh, man. It ain't going to get any better. Pawn takes, and now I'm threatening knight takes on c2 here. Or knight to c2 here. Oh, dear Lord. This poor guy. This poor soul. d4. The real idea is I want to go bishop b7 and jump on the diagonal. I guess I could have played queen to g3 first here. Let's do queen g3 check here. Oh, cool. If king f1, bishop a6. Oh, my gosh. If this guy's not raging, I don't know who would be. Yeah, this was just like a conquered game, man. This was so nice. Everything bad that could happen did happen. Oh, we didn't. I thought I berserked this one. I guess you have to... Yeah, no, I definitely berserk. I guess you have to win 2 before you get to that 5 point. Or get on the berserks plus on the streak to get that 5 points. All right, come on, guys. Throw it on again. I want the next game, man. I feel good. We're jumping ahead pretty nicely here. Was this who we just played? Oh, that's 1-1. Oh, so apparently we played before. Who's on my list? Okay, so yeah, I played somebody else. Yeah, he got me this game. Oh, I beat him the first time, and then he got me the second one on time. He got me on time, bro. You want knowledge, bro? Come on, next game, guys. Let's go. Think we're going to live forever over here? 76 players now. Okay, here we go. Let's berserk. d4. Let's hit that centaur. c3. Again, I'm going to try to bring my beautiful pawn structure here. Pawn to e5 here. Perfecto. Knight d5. Knight g4. Sure, whatever. Or... Bishop d3. The master puts the bishop over here. There's some fun idea. Oh, I like to take on c5 here to mess up the pawn structure. Oh, you know what? They could take on e5 here. I did mess that up. Let's go h3 here, and then I'll take on e5. Now, I will leave the e5. I will lose the e5 pawn, but at least things will get a little bit more interesting. Ah, pawn takes here. You should not take on e4. Let's go f5 here. Things are going to get crazy here. Yeah, pawn should take. Let's go pawn to g5 here. If I take, I definitely do not like that. The idea now? Okay, here we go, guys. Here we go. Queen to d2, queen f2, and queen to h4. All right, here we go. Queen f2, queen to h4. All right, here we go. Queen h4. This is fun. Bishop g6. Oh, I don't know why they need to play bishop g6. They don't need to play that. Knight to d2. Maybe knight h2 was going to get played soon. Yeah, knight h2 here to play knight to g4. And then maybe knight f6 check. All right, let's go knight to g4 here. If I move, then it's going to be lost anyways. So bishop takes. Ooh, queen e7 check is really strong. I think here, I should be okay. All right, let's go knight f6 check now. Pawn takes. The new threat is to go queen h6 and then checkmate. So rook check there. Let's go king here. Bishop takes. Bishop g5. Yeah, I think just trading off into and going to the end game might be my best chance, unfortunately. Ugh. Terrible, terrible game. Let's go b4, b5 ideas. Yeah, here it comes. Rook e1 will lose. Let's go b5 here. All right, bishop g3. Okay. Bishop e1. Ugh. Yeah, my opponent's just playing too well here, unfortunately. Knight e3 check wins. So now this is the new checkmating idea. Rook over to h3. So he can still play bishop h5. Oh, okay. And then bishop d2 here. And then bishop h5 check is good. Yeah. Dang! Dude. Oh, I messed that one up. Yeah. On to the next game. Oh. Yeah, I was going to say, I think bishop g7 is actually kind of a safe move to pre-move, but you never know. Here we go, c5. Let's hit the center. Pretty standard move in these kind of openings. C takes d4. And again, I'm in a Sicilian idea, which I'm actually pretty used to. So knight to c6. Let's see what line they choose here. Bishop e3. Not, well, you know what? This is actually one of the main lines here. Castles. And then here, if they don't play bishop c4, they're going to be worse because I get pawn to d5 in. This is main line accelerated dragon. Perfect. d5. Here we go. Here we go. The reason why black's better in this line is just because I'm going to have the only center pawn pretty soon, which is probably the e-pawn. So pawn takes here. I still have two pawns in the center. Okay, yeah, I was going to say, sometimes they castle, sometimes they pull the pawn to e5. It doesn't really matter. e6. I'm threatening the pawn here on e5. Castle's queenside is a move, I guess. I'd go e6. Oh, interesting. I'm quite okay with this. Yeah, I don't know why this would be bad for me. e5 and d4 ideas. Rook to b8. Okay, rook b8. Forcing the exchange of bishops here. Sure, why not? You don't scare me. We'll work on it. Uh-oh. Oh, they got some fire people over here. Are they berserking like me, though? They might be. Queen d4 check is a move. I'll just play pawn e5 and maybe the other pawn up over there. Oh, not a bad move at all. h4 threatening h5. Huh. h5. Yeah, we'll just play h5 here. If they play g4, we just play knight to f6, and then h5 is going to be our guarding spot here. Not bad play for my opponent. Not bad move. h4 is definitely the right idea here. It's up to me to create the correct counterplay here, or doomed to lose. I'd like some extra points here. We have 12 minutes left, so yeah, we have a good enough lead. I think we can hold it. Famous last words, right, guys? Let's see. Again, if g4, I'm just going to play the knight to f6, and if pawn takes, the knight takes over here on h5. And who knows, maybe my knight would jump to f4 here. I'm also hoping I can get my queen to b6 at some point. Interesting. Bishop e2. Let's go queen b6 here. Kind of a queen takes b2 idea, but not really, to be honest. Yeah, you know what? Queen takes b2, but I'm going to need to kick the knight away. Because if I take on b2 right away here, the rook goes to b1. Oh, you know what? Well, no. If the bishop wasn't here, then... If the bishop couldn't block, then I would like this because I can get an extra rook. But that's not enough pieces here. Alright, knight to f6. Maybe they're thinking f4 here. It's an idea. I don't know how great it is, but it is an idea. And I guess I'll pre-move knight takes on h5 just in case. Oh, perfect. After this move, this is pretty much good for me because now they can't open up the king side here so easily. I mean, I guess there's bishop takes h5 ideas, but that's going to take a while to orchestrate. The king cannot castle so easily because this is checkmate over here. My queen is guarding over here. My next move is e5. Maybe knight e5 here too. Actually, knight e5 here I like a little bit better. Oh, e5, perfect timing. Knight takes. Let's get rid of this extra pawn. Okay. Yep, perfect timing here. Oh, interesting. Rook takes here. We take with the rook so that h5 doesn't fall here. Yeah. The attack is definitely slowing down now. He's just sacrificed too much. Too much. He had e6 sacrifice. Yeah, so e4 gets played now. I don't know. Maybe he'll sacrifice on e4 here now, but I don't think that's going to work out as good as you think it will be. He has to be careful here, too. Like, the bishop has to go to f1 here, if anything. Because if the bishop goes to e2, then queen f2 check is going to be a little bit annoying for him. The knight's jumping to e5 here. Yeah, so he's going to sacrifice. Why not, right? He's pretty much sacrificed every move, so why not this one? Is rook e1 the move here? Oh, I'm sorry, rook e5. Yeah, we'll go rook e5 here. Putting pressure on the bishop. Everything's guarded here. Man, I wish I could have brought my pieces out, but funny enough, it's worked out pretty well here anyways. One of the new ideas is knight c5. Again, king cannot castle. Checkmate on b2. Yeah, I thought he might play this. Queen takes on b2 here. Guarding the rook and trying to get out of this guy over here. Rook takes. Funny enough, castle's queen side is the best move. Rook takes on a2. We do this because the king was attacking here. So if I take there, they take there. Here we go. Check. Takes. Then knight c5. And then bishop g4 check. And that's just game over. Perfect. Up to 25. Be careful. Oh, Jasper is on a winning streak here. And I think he's berserk. So if he gets 5 points there, he could take first place. No! Oh, man. Come on. Next game. 3 points would be helpful. So I got to win at least one more. Maybe. And hopefully his opponents do well too. Oh no. Jespero is over here trying to fight back for the win. Come on, next game. 85 players here. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and berserk. Pawn to d4. Let's take the center. Pawn to f4. Pawn c3. e5 is one of the ideas. Funny enough, if they play e5 here, I'm more than happy to take and just open up the game. Knight to f3. Bishop to d3. This is the strategy. Keep the position closed. Let's castle. Okay, let's go a4 here. I assume they wanted to play b5 here. A lot of pawn moves. Let's go queen e2. The idea is to stop bishop a6 here, which I think was their plan. Okay. Interesting. We'll go king h1 here. Yeah, I was going to say, they probably wanted to play c4 here. My new idea is to play g4 and f5. But let's go knight to d2 here. They might play h5 here right away. If they play knight f5 here, then we're going to play g4. Pawn takes here. The pawn on e6 is unprotected. Knight g5 here. We're now attacking it again. Perfect timing. Knight to f3. Knight to e5. And h6 is a move, but I'm not too worried about that one. The knight just goes back to h3. And now you see the g6 pawn's a little bit weaker. Knight h4 can get played. Perfect timing. Knight e5 attacking on g6. g4 is one of my ideas here. How do they defend g5 here? I don't think there's a good way. I guess the knight back to e7. Nope, they still take on g6. Yeah, we'll see what they play here. I think their best plan might just be able to play bishop b7. Okay, perfect. Pawn takes. Knight takes here. Why not? Ooh, and then the new idea is to play... Oh, gosh! Oh, my God. I dropped my queen in check. Oh, my gosh, guys. This is what happens. This is what happens here. Okay. Well, game on, guys. The time is low. Position's interesting. Here we go. Check. Oh, my gosh. I can't believe I dropped that in check. Oh, my gosh. And I was thinking they might fall for this. I mean, I was mostly living on a hope and a prayer, though. All right. Knight takes here. Rook takes. Knight check right here. Oh, I should have taken check and then done this. Let's go king to g3 here with the hope of rook h8. And then we'll go knight check and takes here. Oh, gosh. Oh, perfect. Same idea. Oh, I was hoping I could take the knight, but this doesn't work. All right, takes. Rook over because they're attacking there. Maybe bishop f5 ideas. It depends what they play here. For instance, if they play bishop d7, bishop f5, I probably won't play. Interesting. Oh, gosh. Let's just play king h2. I don't know why they would bring the rook to a7. I guess they want to keep the bishop there. But the king's in the way here, too, so... Oh, they just dropped the piece here. I accept. I accept your piece giveth. Rook f7 idea. Bishop f7 idea. Oh, gosh. Let's go bishop h5 here, I guess. Bishop f3, bishop g4 in the future. Oh, rook g6 would be nice, because I assume they're going to play bishop to g5 here. Okay. Let's go king g1, getting out of these threats. Bishop d2, rook to e2. They can take on c3 here, I think. Yeah, so we'll just play pawn takes back, keeping it simple. Okay, they played it there. Bishop g4. Again, we're putting pressure on e6 here. Oh, man. 4 minutes left. How's Jesper doing? He's still playing his game. Okay, bishop takes. Perfect timing. Bishop takes on d5 is not a threat. I don't know what I'm thinking there. Losing concentration is the only thing I'm thinking of. All right, check. Check. Maybe some mates around here. So check. If the king goes to d6, that'd be great. All right. Let's go rook to e5. Just threatening to take on d5 check. g3 here. I'm going to be able to convert this in 3 minutes, but I won't be able to get another game here, unfortunately. So we got to hope that 26 is going to be good enough. Actually, 26 ties for it. So check. Pawn takes. g3. King to g2. King f3. Rook c5 checks can get played. Pawn takes. All right, let's go rook e6. Rook c6 check. And again, maybe some rolling rooks checkmates. The tournament's pretty much over. The question is here if Jesper is going to win his game or not. The fact that they're still playing is actually pretty interesting. I thought the game would be over by now. Rook to d7 check. Rook takes c4. Yeah, they're just out of pawns here. Rook takes on e7. Not sure what that was about. Okay, b6 here. Maybe rook d6 will get played. Nope. Let's go rook here. Double the rooks. They still got the escape square, so there's no weird things going on there. Okay. Let's go rook a7 here. Rook b7 check, and then check, and I'll just take, and then I can pre-move these for the rest of the tournament. Dang, I can't believe that this took all this time. I mean, theoretically, I knew it could take this much time, but it took a lot longer than I was wanting this to be. All right, check and takes. And then let's just make a new queen. Okay, rook here, rook here. This keeps the king inside the box, so we can pretty much pre-move the rest of the game here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And they're just being really nice to me because they are using all their time. They don't need to do that, but to decrease my winning chances. Oh, they went ahead and did it. Yeah, tournament pairings are closed. I'm at 20. Well, yeah, I don't know what I was calculating. But I'm at 28, so I think... Oh, so Jespero did lose his game. I was like, hey, the game should have been over by now. So that's going to clutch it for us, guys. That's going to clutch it for us. We're going to get first place here. Awesome sauce. Little victory sip here. All right. Awesome. Got 58 seconds before we get our plastic trophy or fake trophy online over here. Yeah, yeah. And the thing with when it comes to lead chess, which I like slash dislike, is that when you do lead chess tournaments, once the tournament's over, the game still goes on. I like the way chess.com does it because once the tournament's over, the game is just aborted or it's just done. Because I don't want to keep playing if I don't. I mean, it's not for the tournament, right? It's for rating points at that point. But I'm really not that into the rating points anyway. So, or else I wouldn't be, playing all these crazy openings and trying to push it up forward. Oh gosh, more people are showing up now. All right, there we go, guys. We did it together. We got first place for the arena tournament. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't already, you can go ahead and sub. Let's see here if there's another arena tournament I want to play in or not. Oh god, no. Unfortunately, guys, I am done. I wouldn't mind playing another one, but the next yeah, it's a 5 minute. Well, you know what? I could check on chess.com. Let me check chess.com. If they have like a 5 minute, 3 minute, then that's something. Uh-oh. What's your rating at right now? What's your rating at? What's a dip to you? Mine's usually going between like, I'd say 50 to 100 points is pretty average for me. How I guess I'm feeling. All right, here we go. Play online. Let's see if there's any good tournaments. If not, though, I'll call it because I don't like a 2 or 3 hour tournament. Maybe I do 1 hour tournaments. Those are definitely within my my range. Bullet Arena, no. What's this one? 11 p.m., 12 p.m., 12. A 3 minute I'm not too bad with. These are 1 hour. A Blitz Arena. The good bad part is that I'm usually a lot higher rated, but when does this start? It starts in a minute. We'll just play. Maybe we can tempt some other people into playing